Hello everyone and welcome back to Breaklight Productions. My name is Curtis Lambert and today we're reacting to TERROR REID, Buried Alive, featuring LEOZ. Hopefully I said that correctly. So I was recommended Buried Alive 1 and 2. Apparently they're very Tarantino-esque, so yeah, let's jump on into it. Oh, well, yeah, straight away, the opening title. Oh, that's cool. I like that reveal of, yeah, his name. The director by looks a bit fake. So does that, unfortunately. But, yeah, that opening title felt very Tarantino there. And I liked the reveal of LOZ on the petrol pump. That looked real. The directed by and son name not so much. Okay, this is very Pulp Fiction already. The suits and the guns already. Oh, good little shot there. Nice camera movements on these performance shots. Pushing in, pulling out, going side to side, constantly moving. And getting them to rap at the camera, like that's so important. Oh god, what are they gonna do to this sheriff? Okay, nice shot. Oh, going to a Dutch angle, very nice. Bit shaky on the camera there. Very shaky. And like, don't get me wrong, shaky cam is fine, but it's got a, I don't know, it doesn't feel like on purpose. It feels like someone trying to hold it steady. Which is weird, because these slow-mo shots are gorgeous. Like, and all of the performance stuff was like really steady. Which obviously, don't get me wrong, it would have been on a gimbal. But, yeah. The normal speed stuff seems like, yeah, a bit too shaky. And then this, yeah, is so smooth. Oh, damn, they're burying him. I mean, I should have gathered, it's in the son name. Nice drone shot. Oh, he's still alive. To be continued. Very nice. Alright, let's jump on into it. Okay, so from the get-go, yes, very much Tarantino vibes, without a doubt. I love the opening title, and especially the feature announcement. Like that featuring LEOZ on the petrol pump looks incredible. I don't know if that's like been digitally added or like if they genuinely had that on the petrol pump. I'm not too sure. It looks like it might be like digitally added, but it looks realistic. It's very good. However, when we go to the directed by Polygon, that it looks pretty fake. And don't get me wrong, it would be very hard to make that look realistic, but yeah, like that's something I definitely would have preferred seeing it as a prop, even if it was harder to read or whatever. But I will give it credit. It's a clever idea to like, hey, like, because you know, you could just put it up normally on the screen, but the fact that it's like, hey, let's like, you know, put it on where the license plate would be. And then same for the actual son name, like when we go to the shop front. Like, I get what they're doing of trying to make it look like it's printed on there, but it's pretty obviously not. Just because it's not weathered at all. Like, you look at the rest of that building and it, you know, it's got damage to it. It's got like signs of weathering and stuff. The letters are like perfectly white. You know. So again, I see what they're going for. I appreciate the effort, but yeah, it's just something, I don't know, like stuff like that. I always look at it and I go, I wish someone had just given you like the extra little bit of budget to just like paint that on there or make that actual prop or, you know, whatever it is. So yeah, that's a shame. But yeah, very Pulp Fiction vibes. Like, you know, the suits, the guns, like I could, yeah, real Tarantino-esque. All of the slow-mo stuff, great. Like, all of this would have just been on a gimbal. You know, they're probably shooting on a DSLR as well because the color temperatures have that sort of vibe. There's no, at least from what I can see, no like artificial grain or artifacting or anything thrown over the top. So, you know, it is what it is. This is pretty much like the image how it would be, you know, besides, you know, color grading, of course. The color grade's interesting. I don't know, like it's very, like, for some of the outdoor stuff, it's very like washed out, which like isn't a bad thing, but like I think especially for something where you're going for this Tarantino-esque style music video, like Tarantino has such like punchy color and such like interesting color grades that it's a shame that like when they're outside with the car wrapping to camera, that so much of it is just gray. Like, I would have liked to have seen more color pop. I understand it's an overcast day, so it's gonna be a bit gray regardless. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen a bit more color, you know, a bit more of a pop, so to speak. But yeah, the actual camera work of the performance shots, again, always moving. It's going in, it's going out, it's going side to side, left to right, you know. Super great. That's just shooting on a gimbal, you know, a little Ronin S or Ronin M or whatever, just getting those, you know, shots. Perfectly in focus as well, which is always great. Where the camera work does lose me a little is when we get to the grave and there's some like, and I think it's like, I will quickly say, when the car's driving to said gravesite, the starting relatively like, you know, perfect angle, and then as the car gets closer, slowly tilting it into a Dutch angle. So cool. So smooth. That's an awesome shot. Now, don't get me wrong, that might have been done in post. It's possible. But great. Some of these camera shots during the grave scene, on the other hand, are very shaky without any, like, purpose to that shakiness. You know, because it's cut in from these slow-mo shots where it's so steady, where Elio Z is sitting there and it's so smooth and it's so graceful. And then we cut back to some shaky cam that isn't really like motivated or telling us anything. Like, and what, okay, so what I mean by that is when you're doing different types of camera shots, just like as you would with angles or different movements, everything in film has a reason, right? Now, I know with music videos, we can break the rules. We can do whatever the hell we want. It's about being creative, blah, blah, blah. But you still, in general, want to keep, especially when you're telling narrative stuff, you want to be able to keep some semblance of, oh, that makes sense. And so the thing here is what's sort of detracting me with the shaky cam in some of these shots is that there's no motivation for it. Sure, they're digging a grave. It's really fucked up. But we've seen, like, static, calm shots mixed in between with this, and when they've got their guns to the cashier, when they've got the guy tied up in the back of the car. Now, if it was a thing where it's, and you'll see this with a lot of movies, where when it's on the killer, it's perfectly slow, calm moving, all of this, because that character is calm. And then it'll go to the victim and it's shaky, because again, the camera is putting you into the mindset of the victim that's panicking. And so the reason this takes me out is because we're just seeing them, and we've been seeing them this whole time. The shaky cam, as I said, doesn't feel motivated. So, okay, it's shaky now, but what's changed? You know, why aren't we still getting beautifully smooth shots? Now, if it was just brought in for when they've pulled him in this, or they're starting to drag him into the pit, fair enough, shake that up, put us in the mindset of that sheriff. But what you'll notice is when they're dragging him, it goes the wide shot where we see both of them dragging him, close up on the foot being dragged, close up on his face being dragged, and they're not that shaky. In fact, it's relatively slow motion, and so it's very, like, floaty. That's the moment where you should have gotten that shaky cam, dialed it to 11, and you're putting us in the head of that guy being like, oh fuck, what are they doing to me? You know, again, we don't have dialogue in music videos to tell us how a character's feeling. So we're relying, when it comes to narrative stuff, on the actor's performance, on the lighting, on the camera work, on the, like, prop design. That's it. So you've got to really communicate to us, like, the actor can be scared, but, like, if you really want us to feel terrified for this character, that's when you should shake it up. That's when you should get a bit more frantic with it, the editing and stuff, to really, like, start giving us, like, making us feel like we're having a panic attack. So yeah, like, you know, that's my, I guess, my biggest criticism of this one. But otherwise, very clean music video, very nice. I think the narrative in general is awesome. The performance shots, like in terms of camera work, editing, movement, etc., and performance, are beautiful. But yeah, I just would have liked to have seen more motivation in the shaky cam. and a bit more of a color pop. But you know, that's just me. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below. I'll be reacting to Buried Alive 2 as well. But yeah, let me know if there's any other Terror Reid ones you want me to check out, or any other rap music videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.